Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to Perafilozof City Skylines. Let's learn to place. I'm going to continue with the city I've been building so far. It's been shaping up nicely in the second part of the city where I have a circular city design. This is the old part of the city and this is the new part of the city. You will notice the circular design with a few roads leading out towards the edges. The roads are all two ways that have two lanes. I was thinking about using 4 lanes and 6 lanes, but I have chosen this design because there are no traffic lights in these intersections. I have decided to grow industry in the middle, then a little bit of high density commercial, then some offices, then a piece of land that will be empty, then the high density residential, and in the end some low density residential. In the previous video I had kept up building zones, and so I will in this one as well. I had provided another place for the garbage to be taken to over here with a landfill and an incineration plant. I had increased the capacity for power by using more of these, the advanced wind turbines, in this place where they produce their maximum power output of 20 megawatts. And I will soon need a little bit more water because I'm reaching my maximum capacity. I had upgraded some of these roads to be roads with trees because they reduce the sound pollution created by the traffic, and that should somehow help the Sims with their happiness, and it should help out with the land value as well, or at least that is what I think it will do. Now that I have noticed land value, I might as well take a look at what exactly is its value at the moment in my city. Let me just upgrade a few more of these roads. Okay, so the land value. There is a little bit of green in here in the middle, also here, and a lot of green. Well, I'm not sure you could call it green. It's probably that color, that bright blue. Is it clay, cry, something like that. You will notice the names that I gave to my districts: Westwood and Pandemic. Those are, if you don't know, two studios close by EA. Westwood made RTS games, and Pandemic, I think I forgot what they made, but they were close by EA, so I'm honoring them and by giving their names to my districts. And like I said, I wanted to add some more residential here, fill up these areas. I can have some more high density commercial as well. Let's see, a little bit over here, a little bit over here. And I can build now more industry. I'm hoping, I need to check here. I have 6% unemployment, which could prove good because that means that industry will have enough workers. I had a problem in the previous videos where I would build the industry too fast and not wait for the Sims to move in and become unemployed, and then the industry would say that they have no workers, and that would create a problem. So that is why I'm trying to go slow and wait for the Sims to move in before giving them industry and places to work at. Alright, a little bit here. Do I build more over here? I guess I could. Could probably get rid of this one. Yep. Am I growing over here? Yes, I am. I haven't covered everything with pipes, so I should. Okay, I saw this a moment ago and I wanted to see what's going on. Too few services. I think this means that it can go up a notch and go to level 3, but it requires more services. Make sure all is well in the buildings to allow it to upgrade. So it's saying too few services. Too few services could potentially mean parks, because you see it's red. And this is a perfect opportunity to test this theory out, because it is asking me for a park. So let's say I put this park right here and see what happens with the building. Okay, so it's green now, it has access to a park. And is that going to lead to its upgrade? Nothing right now. And it just became abandoned because it did not have enough services. Alright, so the park was not the thing that it was asking me to give it. Well, let's see. Services, it is covered by a fire station. It is covered by this hospital, a clinic I mean. It is covered by the cemetery. It is covered by the crematorium. It is covered by the police station. The only thing that might not be covering it is a school. So what service could it possibly mean? That I do not know. I think I read somebody saying that you can get these things to upgrade if you give them enough services, and you saw what it said, it needed more services, but what that means exactly, I'm not sure. Not sure where I could find out about that. Too few services, what could that possibly refer to? Levels. No, no way to click and find out. If you guys know what that building wanted from me, please tell me in the comment section. I would really love to know. Okay, industry, but do I want more industry? I have currently 200, almost 200 teams moving in, so I would rather wait for them to actually move into these homes and become my unemployed. In the population tab, 9% unemployment, so they have moved in. I think it's safe to build more industry. Offices do count as industry, but I believe they pay less taxes. Some of my subscribers have said that they might pay less taxes at level 1 than the industry, but suppose that because they can level up, they might actually start paying more once they reach level 3 than the regular industry. It's not something that's easy to test, so I will have to think of a way to test that out before I could tell you yes it's true or no it's wrong. Let's see where I can zone some more industry. Over here I believe. The commercial seems to have a higher need than usual. I had a problem with commercial for a long time in this area, where I would have very little need and half my commercial would be going out of business. Currently they seem to all pretty much be on level 3. Few of them seem to be at level 2 yet still, but coming close to level 3. So they are pretty happy with the commercial, I hope. And I can just plop more than in here. I kind of don't think I'm going to plop any more high density ones. They can serve as a deal for high density residential. Well, okay, I guess I could plop a zone, I mean, a little bit more. They should develop right up. There we go, first one already up. Now, I do not have a college in this area, so I have been thinking about getting one. I do have 3 elementaries though. You can see them here. Oops. And this one is at 299 out of 300, 298 out of 300, and this one is 300 out of 300. So already all the elementaries are filled up to their capacity. I am looking where should I build another one. Well, I don't think I'll build it anywhere. I will just I think I will leave it like this for now. I just need to check my high school. I'll explain why am I leaving it like that. So 990 out of 1000. I think I will leave it at some point where I do not want all of them to be educated, because if you click on the general industry, you will notice that some of them have over-educated workers, and I think that that's probably not the greatest of ideas. So you want a portion of your population not to be truly fully educated, because these industry that are the generic industry do seem to operate with some uneducated workers, and they do require at least 3, as you can see here, while the, for example, high density high-end commercial, they do not require uneducated. So you do want a percentage of your population to stay uneducated, so that the industry has their required workers. That is why I won't plop too many elementaries, but I could do with some college educated workers, because some of these buildings, the offices and the high level commercial, wait, was that? Yeah, it was high level commercial, and these things require highly educated 2, well educated 3, 1 educated, while this thing requires 3 educated, 6 well educated, and 3 highly educated workers. So I'm thinking I will put a college in this part of the city as well. I already have one over here, so I will get a new one over here. Let's say here. That's pretty costly, 75,000. How's my water? Still okay. Power is growing scarce. I did unlock in the last video the solar power plants. They have an upkeep of just 1,200 per week for 160 megawatts. They do cost 80,000 to start off, but they do produce a lot of power, and they are very cheap. We'll find a nice spot for them. I guess I could put them here in the entrance to my city. I don't think they require too many workers or trucks or anything like that. So I can easily plop them right about here. There we go, it's up and running. 160 megawatts have just been delivered. Now I do not have to worry about the power. The buildings that produce clean power are really overpowered in this game. I'm not sure did the developers do it on purpose, so we would be building clean energy cities. I don't really have an opinion on that. I mean, when it comes to the gameplay balance in a city builder, you don't really have to overthink it too much. It's not like you're competing with anybody. This thing is operational as well, already has students. So the power is fine, and the water is reaching its capacity very closely. So I could build up some more water pumping stations up here. And another sewage outflow. That is the water drain pipe. Although, why would I keep poisoning the water when I have the water treatment plants? Don't want to pump raw sewage into the bodies of water. You can build a water treatment plant that can reduce the environmental impact, purifies 85% of the sewage. It costs rather larger amount of money up front, and the outflow, it costs double on the wick, but it does create far less pollution, and it even has higher capacity. So I will connect it right here. It should go online right about now. It just did. Or did it? There we go, finally, sewage treatment up to 640 cubic meters of water per week. Excellent. Now, I seem to have a huge demand for industry. Not sure why the demand for industry has grown so highly. Maybe I have a lot of unemployment. Yes, unemployment is at 11%. So that is why the industry demand has grown. I do have a lot of workers who want places to work at. So I better keep on zoning industry. There we go, lots of new zones. I could probably get some more offices as well. Oops, I went too far with the industry in this ring. That's the ring for the offices. I could even get some more high density commercial. So a little bit over here. Alright, the demand is going down now that I have more of them over here. You might notice that there is so little traffic here and so much industry compared to this area here, and so much industry traffic over here. I'm not really sure I could tell you why that is so. Maybe because of the way that this industry is stacked like this. So you have a little bit here, a little bit here, more, and then they all go over here, up here. But while over here you have zones that are in the circular design, and so everybody gets over here to the cargo train terminal at the same rate. I haven't really used the free camera mode a lot. It's pretty cool, I have to admit. So the industry demand has gone down sharply, that I have zoned all that extra offices and industry zones, and that is okay. But now I do not seem to have much demand for residential anymore. Let's see, could I add any more parks? No, don't really need. Maybe over here. I have been wanting to build this botanical garden for a long time. I didn't have the power or the money in the beginning, but I would really like to see how does it look in game. Oh wow, pretty cool. It does spend a lot of power, but it does really look cool, and it's nice to have one of these buildings in my city. It probably increased, yeah, now they're all green. They're leisure activities. They have high access to leisure activities, yeah. I was thinking what to put in here with the cargo train terminal. I haven't really thought of anything smart. I haven't had any good ideas, but I did, I think, unlock some of these things. Yeah, I have unlocked the Statue of Wealth. I have unlocked Fountain of Life and Death, the Friendly Neighborhood Park, and I have unlocked the Expo Center that attracts tourists. I haven't really talked about tourists in my videos, and I will probably have a video covering that in some time. What does this thing do? Nothing really special. Oh, I see. So requirement for building something. So you have to place these unique buildings if you want to unlock something from the monuments. I see. So that is why you need to use these things, because they are requirements to unlocking these monuments which you unlock when you reach 80,000. Seems I am pretty far away from that, but in any event I wanted to place something interesting here. Oh, come on, I can't believe I can't fit that thing there. Just missing a little bit of space. Well, okay, Fountain of Life and Death. I can fit that here. Pretty cool. And the trees won't die because there's no pollution close to here. And anyway, if I have placed that, I might as well place some trees around that park. There. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? You almost cannot tell that this is just the park and this is the extra trees that I have placed. Okay, so still no residential demand. I do have some more commercial demand though, and a little bit more of industry demand. Oh, here we go again. Low land value. So the commercial cannot grow further to level 3 because the land value is low. And yes, I agree, it is low. But how exactly do I increase the land value? It's been something that's been bothering me for several videos now. I cannot seem to figure out what exactly increases the land value. I have been thinking that it might be the parks that go along with the services, but then again, if I look at here, I have the services, and yet this is still blue, and that is saying somewhere in the middle of this legend. Well, these areas here are a little bit more greener, so it's not the services, and I'm not entirely sure that it's the parks either. So is it the buildings themselves? But that's kind of strange. Then why would the building require land value if it is giving off land value? Truly, I am stumped as to how exactly does land value work in this game. If you guys could help me out with some pointers, I would really appreciate that. I haven't looked at the city planning. There's small businesses enthusiasts, business benefactor, so doubling their sales, but I have to do some upkeep for that. Slightly increases land value. High-tech housing turns homes into much cooler, smart-looking homes to increase the land value. So you could increase the land value for homes with this thing, but what would increase the land value of the commercial buildings? Well, I can't really help this building if I don't know how. I seem to require a new clinic up here, so let's get one. The fire departments do not cover this part of the city, so I will need that as well. Police, well, they definitely are not covering this part here, so I could get a new police station here. And education seems to be okay mostly. What happened here? A dead person visited for transport, okay. And this building has stopped asking me for high land value for whatever reason. Now it's operating normally. Totally not sure how that functions. Whoa, what's with the industry demand? Look at this. It's almost at the maximum. What did I do to get such high industry demand? Okay, so this thing is abandoned, while this thing to few services. I seem to not have a grasp on some of the concepts here. I truly do not seem to grasp some of the concepts here. Let's see what happens if I add the police here. Is it going to keep saying too few services? Okay, it stopped saying too few services. It's operating normally. Interesting. I guess you really have to give them coverage with all the services if you want them to be happy and productive. Yeah, it definitely seems to affect them if I add more service buildings in their area. So I guess you do have to cover your industry with the services. I could even test that out over here, because I'm pretty sure that my industry in this part is not covered either by clinics or fire stations, very little by police stations. And so what level are these things at? Some are at level 1, most are at level 1, almost none are at level 2. Alright, so definitely they do not get higher level if they are not covered with services. So this is a good spot to test that out. Let's say I get a medical clinic here now, and a firehouse, and a police station. And now I just look over their level again. Probably need to speed the game up a little bit to see the effect. Well, so far they seem to be staying at level 1. Let's see if the addition of parks would push them over the edge. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Unemployment high in the city? 17% unemployment! Whoa! I did not see that happening. No wonder I have no need for residential and very high need for industrial. Let's get back to my test area and see what has happened with this industry. Well, I don't really see much of a difference. I don't see them upgrading to level 2, even though they are now covered with a clinic, a firehouse, police department, even parks. They seem like they are close to level 2, but still no joy. Let me see over here. I have totally red industry, and even these buildings are close to level 2, and yet they do not have any coverage by services or any parks close by. This is starting to really vex me. I am not sure how exactly does the industry upgrade and what for. definitely gonna need to figure this out. Anyway, I think this video has gone on long enough. Thank you all for watching and please stay tuned for more.